Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today we're going to put this vinyl side panel on the side of the house, and we pretty much got everything set up in here. You guys can see the brick. It's a layer. So we're going to go ahead and set it up piece by piece. Alright, so we built this whole thing here. Gonna put these ridges here in between. Got to set up where the door's going to be at. All around. The center pieces. Wood to stabilize and balance it out. And brick underneath. Alright, as you can see, we're coming along here. I like that everything's number and letter. It's a little face and facing up arrow. It tells you it's a little fancy, so very weak. Parts are all number and letter. Let me pick one up here. Instructions. They have little stickers here, so don't leave this outdoor or the stickers are going to come off. You're gonna have major issues. You can see I put the wood underneath the and kind of like balance it out, but still wobbly, so I still have to put some wood. This part right here, you need to put another top on top of it. So this is 3/8, I believe, 3 feet by 8 inches. So you have to cut a perfect 3 by 8 inches from here to there. You should be good. This thing I'm still almost done. You can see some of it's being completed at the top. I got a little confused on the first part right here. This part right here, if you can see it has letters, but this was facing the other way, so the picture showed it this way, but then I seen the third page and it shows that they're all supposed to be lined up like this. So not that bad. We're gonna continue with the build and let you guys know what I think about it. Alright, something very important. See, if you guys see the bars, they do have like a metal in there. Don't take it out. That's part of the screw in, and they do tend to come out, so you guys got to be careful with it. That's to stabilize the corners and to give it more durability on it. So it's to stabilize it, if you guys can see it. And it's exactly 2 screws in. You got to push it in here. There's the screws right there, so the metal has to be in there. Right, it's very important. And make sure that you see these things here have to be facing inside the module, if you can see it here. All right, okay, visibility is almost done, but I started the framing here. It's dirty now, if you guys can see it. A couple edges. This thing needs to be a little docked down. Started the frame in the front door for the door itself. Looking good. It's getting a little dark now, so I'm gonna take off now. All the lettering has to be facing up. Just remember that. That's important. Sturdy enough. Aluminum, cheap base, but it's working. Let me see. We're gonna continue tomorrow. Building the door. This is stable enough now. I gotta make sure it's down here. That's about it. All right, so we got the framing here. I still haven't tied these out, if you guys can see it. You're gonna need 2 people for this. I'm doing this on my own. I'm gonna pull back a little bit so you guys can see. All right, so the frame's coming along. Some of the things are not properly pointed. So you're gonna have to drill them in. It's a little crooked. It's unstable for now, but we're gonna stabilize it in a bit right now. As soon as I put the wood in the bottom. Don't worry about the stability right now. Just get the framing first and then start adding everything up. So we're looking pretty good. Took me a couple of days, section by section, but it's coming along. Looks stable enough, but cheesy. I think it's not gonna last maybe a couple years, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, depending. Plastic mostly, or either, not quite sure what kind of material, but it's plastic, so plastic molding, that's what it is. Very thin, very thin. You could throw anything. And I think it's gonna crack with the sun. So we'll see. We'll wait and see a couple years. So far I got everything going. Be by myself, no help. Instructions, very helpful, very helpful. They give you 2 sets of instructions, which I like. Keep one in here, keep them inside, one side for weather. Now we're gonna start with the roof and see how we go. All right, here it is, completed roof and everything. Now I think I did this wrong on the other side, but it's fine. The water is gonna leak in here because this kind of tier is gonna drop off. These are pretty much what's holding the actual roof and the siding, these things. So I'm gonna show you guys how they look like. They're like little rigids. Put in a centerpiece and it locks it in place. It splits open. That's pretty much what's holding. It's recommended to put silicone around all these, so I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna make sure I fill these in, and I'm gonna run silicone on the side of it too. Make sure that seal it proof. Sturdy enough, long enough already. I still need the wood floor. Make sure it's level. I'm gonna drill it down, make sure it's balanced, and we should be good. I mean, this is a nice little spot. Door was probably the hardest thing to put on, to be honest with you, because you gotta kind of mess around with it. You put in your lock here and you're set to go, and everything's on the side panel. Step back a little bit so you guys can see it. Side of the house, not that much space at all, but have it raised on bricks, then balance it out on a piece of wood that I built with rivets in here, and then I'm gonna cut in the wood too, so you can place it down on the floor and make sure I get the proper measurements. But it's pretty much just put your lock, gets it to go. Recommend it. 2 people to build this, not 1, 2. But overall, I'm liking it. All right, so this is the other part. It's recommended that you could put cement underneath here and level it to here, but we're not gonna do that because we're just basically gonna set up pieces of wood in there, add some stuff on that. I'm gonna add some lighting. I'm very impressed with the actual shed itself. I balanced it out now so it's not moving or anything. It's roomy. It's a lot roomy, but if you guys can still see, I still have some minor gaps in here, but I'm gonna put silicone on here where you can see the actual gaps in there. Just a couple of silicone I'm gonna put in there and here. So you can close the door and take a look at where you need to add silicone. That's the best result. If you guys can see it, there's a lot of things I have to do. So here, this part right here, I still need to go on the other side and actually plug it in properly. But if you could close the door, as a recommendation, to see where you need to put the silicone. See all those little gaps? Silicone there. So seal it out, completely seal it out if you can, right? And of course, I got the door here in the front. But so far, very impressed with it. I'm gonna open the door. I put a piece of plywood here. It's stable. This is perfect. This is perfect right here. But you gotta cut it the proper measurements, and it's included in the book. So this is perfect. Instead of putting cement, double layer. If you wanna, if you're not comfortable, put you could slide in a couple pieces of wood underneath, stabilize even more. So I have it under. I raised it up a couple levels with a brick, leveled it up completely, so it's not moving or anything like that. I'm still gonna add more in there, just keep it there. It's already level in the back. Just the front is the one that I need to level because of the bricks kind of curve. But other than that, let me step back so you guys can see. Complete it. I'm impressed with it. Like what I see. All right, just backed it up with non-essential stuff that I'm gonna need to store for a while. Chairs, tables, and some old paints I need to carry because in case I want to repaint. Old fishing tank. That's pretty much decorations. Chairs mostly, just so keep them off the weather so it could last a couple of years. But overall, it's packed. You guys can see it. Packed to the top almost, but we still have room. I just don't want to fit too much in, shatter the walls or anything. You know, I want to keep everything away. It's leaning to this wall because I did put a piece of wood in the back, so it can push it forward, so I won't crack any of the walls or anything. But other than that, that's a close. Let's go ahead and close it. We lock it, we ended it up. As you can see, nice little setup. It's like maybe a foot away from the wall. It's level with the bricks and also some extra wood, so I'm going to add some more, make sure to stabilize it. But very impressed with it, like it. Let's see how many years it lasts me. Nice little neat setup.